Water issues have long been controversial in ag. Ever since the Clean Water Act of 1972 defined waters of the United States, including territorial seas, as navigable waters, policymakers and presidents have changed the rules and regulations on what those terms mean. A group of senators is looking to provide some certainty to farmers. Ariana Schumacher has more in this week's Agweek cover story.
South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds has introduced the Farmers Freedom Act of 2025. It's an effort to provide a permanent definition of prior converted cropland in federal law. He has worked with fellow Republican senators in and around the Prairie Pothole region.
What we did was to change and make a modification that basically said any of these lands which had been converted prior to 1985 could remain as cropland and not subject to WOTUS if they are being farmed 1 year out of every 5.
The legislation is also endorsed by both the South Dakota and American Farm Bureaus.
It fits our policy.
Scott Vanderwall, president of the South Dakota Farm Bureau, says farming around wetlands, including land that would have been prior converted cropland, can be difficult.
If you have to turn around in the middle of a field, it affects your efficiency. It's hard on equipment because farmers want to plant as close to a muddy spot as they can. And there's no reason to regulate that because before 1985, they were not telling us we couldn't do that. And that exemption needs to be in place.
Vanderwall says it's a property rights issue.
Because if those were converted back before 1985, they shouldn't be regulated. Farmers need security and confidence that something like that isn't going to jeopardize their farm payments or things like that.
Rounds says he's heard it's a concern from many people.
Farmers simply want to do the work on the land. They want to take care of their land, and they just simply don't need to have the federal government directly involved in the day-to-day operations of their farming operations.
In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for Agweek.
You can read more in the next Agweek magazine or at agweek.com.
Thanks for watching AgweekTV on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday.